Okay, so this is the characteristics of Zener diode in forward and reverse region. So you can see in forward region, we are not getting linear curve compared to this. Uh, Means the current is it is increasing, but not sharply increases. We are not getting a straight line. But whereas in reverse characteristics, you can see almost vertical curve we are getting after breakdown region. Okay, when we increases the voltage in reverse direction, so current increases sharply. So almost vertical curve we are getting in uh, reverse direction. So that's why mostly in applications we are using Zener diode uh, in reverse bias, or we are operating in breakdown region due to having the maximum current or current increases sharply with respect to this reverse voltage. So that's why generally we are operating or we are using this Zener diode in reverse bias or in breakdown region. Okay. So due to this increasing in current sharply, this Zener diode will not burn. Okay. Why it is not burn? Because there is some external resistance or power dissipation is there. So that's why it will not easily burn compared to this ordinary or PN junction diode. So in the characteristics means what is Zener diode? So properly doped crystal diode which has a sharp breakdown voltage is known as Zener diode. Okay, so you can see this in the reverse direction or at breakdown point. This is the breakdown point at which we are getting this sharp characteristics or sharp increase in current. So that is called the uh, Zener diode, or it is properly doped, means impurity is added for increasing this current conductivity of Zener diode. Doping is used for increasing the conductivity in the semiconducting materials. Okay, generally for 10 is to 8 atom, we are using one atom of impurities in semiconducting materials. So Zener diode is like ordinary diode, except that it is properly doped so as to have sharp breakdown voltage. A Zener diode is always reverse connected. Okay, reverse connected. That means it is always reverse bias due to having this vertical curve, means increase in sharp current. A Zener diode has sharp breakdown voltage called Zener voltage VZ. Okay, so that is called the VZ voltage across Zener diode. So when forward bias, its characteristics are just those of ordinary diode. Okay, it is similar to the PN junction diode. The Zener diode is not immediately burned. Generally, in PN junction diode, what happen in reverse characteristics when breakdown point occurs? So due to that, there is a breakdown of PN junction diode permanently. So due to that, diode will a diode will damage or diode will burn in the breakdown region. Okay, whereas in Zener diode, it will not happen because when it enter into the breakdown region, the external circuit connected or external resistance connected to the diode to limit this diode current to less than the burnout value. So the diode will not burn out compared to this PN junction diode. So that's why we are operating this Zener diode in reverse directions, and that voltage across Zener diode, it is called the VZ. Now, how it acts as a open switch or closed switch when we connect in the circuits. So you can say this input voltage. When this input voltage is equal to or more than VZ, this EI is equal to or more than VZ, or voltage across Zener diode is equal to or more than this breakdown voltage, then it acts as a on switch, or you can say closed switch. When this EI is less than VZ but more than 0 volt, then it acts as a open switch. So you can see when this EI is more than VZ or equal to VZ, then it we can show this VZ as a battery. Okay, so it is connected in reverse directions. I am showing PDF for this. how you can understand this open switch and close switch of Zener diode. Okay, so this is on state when this voltage across Vz, V greater than or equal to Vz, then it acts as a closed switch. Okay, so you can show this voltage across Zener diode as a battery voltage Vz. Okay, it is off state when this reverse voltage across the Zener diode is less than Vz but greater than 0, then Zener diode is off state. So under this condition, the Zener diode can be represented as open circuit. So can this V is greater than less than uh, V but greater than 0, it is called off state. So you can say this it acts as an open circuit. So this IZ current through Zener is equal to 0. Okay. So anyone having doubt for this open and close switch when it can act when we connect Zener diode? So when it act open switch and close switch or in characteristics, anyone having doubt? Okay, so when we operate this Zener diode, so this should be this condition should be there. So then and then will act this Zener diode as an voltage regulator or voltage stabilizer. Okay, so this should be equal to or more than Vz. So then it acts as a battery. Okay, so this is the application of Zener diode. So we can regulate the voltage according to our requirement. We make the constant voltage across this load resistance by varying the input voltage. Okay. So according to the requirement, by varying this input voltage, we can make constant voltage across this load resistance. Okay. Or you can say we are making E0 equal to Vz. Okay, the voltage across this load resistance that is equal to Vz. So that we can achieve by using this Zener diode. Okay, so this Vz is nothing but the uh, breakdown voltage or voltage across this Zener diode. Okay, it is connected in reverse direction, so it can be shown when it acts as a on state, then it acts as a battery. Okay, so we can say this Zener current, this resultant current, this load current IL. So Zener diode can be used. Okay, just I am making the full screen. Okay, so a Zener diode can be used as a voltage regulator to provide constant voltage from source. Okay, to provide constant voltage means Vz equal to E0 from source whose voltage may vary over sufficient range. Okay, so by varying this input voltage, we are getting this constant voltage across this load. So in the circuit arrangement, the Zener diode of this Zener voltage is reverse connected across this load resistance RL. This Vz is connected across this RL. So which constant output is that we need here that should be desired as a application of this stabilizer or regulator. The purpose of the connection of this series resistance, if any output voltage fluctuation by this load resistance, then we are dropping through this load resistance. Okay, so the series resistance are absorb the output voltage fluctuations to maintain constant voltage across the load resistance. So any fluctuation of what is there, then we are making drop or absorb by this series connected resistance. So we can maintain this E0 equal to Vz by this series resistance. So it may be noted that Zener will maintain constant voltage Vz equal to E0 across the load as long as input voltage does not fall below Vz. As I told you, when this EI should be equal to or more than Vz, then it act as a on state or it act as a closed switch. If this EI falls below VZ, then it can act as a off state, means will not get this constant voltage. Okay, so this should be does not fall below VZ. Now we'll see two conditions. Okay, here in first condition, suppose the input voltage increases. We are increasing this input voltage. Okay, just we are keeping this constant. Okay, this load resistance and all. Since the Zener is in the breakdown region, the Zener diode is equivalent to battery VZ. So it is clear that output voltage remains constant, VZ equal to E0. Okay, as this output, this Zener diode, it is in breakdown region and it is equivalent to VZ. So this output voltage that remains constant and that equal to VZ. So this excess voltage, if any excess voltage is there, then it's drop across the series resistance R. So this will cause increase in the value of total current I. So due to any excess voltage or current that we are dropping across R, so that should be increase in this resultant or total current I. The Zener will conduct the increase of current in I while the load current remains constant. Okay, due to having this constant value of this voltage across this load resistance, so that's why we have a constant value of this load current. So the Zener will conduct the increase of current in I while the load current remains constant. Hence, output voltage E0 remains constant irrespective of the changes in the input voltage EI. Okay, so due to having this VZ equal to E0, we have this constant IL load current. But if any fluctuation is there, then we are making drop across this series resistance R. So that is increase in total current. Okay, due to varying this input voltage. But if we are varying this load resistance, then what will happen? So there should be increase in this load current. If we are decreasing this load resistance, so there is increase in load current. Okay, so this is the second condition. Now suppose if input voltage is constant, but the load resistance RR decreases. Now in second condition, we are making this constant, but this load resistance we are just changing or we are decreasing. So obviously this load current will increase. So this will cause increase in load current. The extra current cannot come from the source because drop in R, hence source current I, so will not change as the Zener is within its regulating range. So the additional load current will come from a decrease in Zener current IZ. Okay, so as we are decreasing this RL, so that is increase in IL and there is increase in IZ also. Okay, so consequently the output voltage stays at constant value. So voltage drop across R, so that is given by EI minus E0. Okay, or we can say this VZ equal to E0. So voltage across R, that is EI minus E0, and current through R, I is equal to, according to the KCL, okay, incoming equal to outgoing, I equal to IZ plus IL. So according to Ohm's law, we have R is equal to EI minus E0 upon IZ plus IL. Okay, V by I. So EI minus E0 by IZ plus IL. So just we are in this application, we are acting this Zener diode as an on state, means we are keeping this EI more than VZ. Okay, so it can act as a battery. Okay, by varying this input voltage, we are making this VZ equal to E0. Whereas any fluctuation of voltage is there, then this absorbed by this series resistance R. Okay, so by this we can achieve this Zener diode as a voltage stabilizer or voltage regulator by varying this input voltage. Okay, so this you have to remember this equation. We'll go through the example. I will share this example with you. Okay, is it visible, this example?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the question bank that I have shared with you? Question unit number 4 to 8. I have uploaded in Microsoft Team. Okay, I have uploaded all the question bank from 1 to 8 unit. So that is available in Microsoft Team for this subject tab. So in that you'll get some questions as well as some examples are also given there. So here the circuit diagram for Zener diode is given. So in that we need to find maximum and minimum values of Zener diode current. Okay. So for the maximum, what we will do? Anyone have answer for this? We need to find maximum and minimum value of Zener diode current. Means we have to find this Iz minimum and maximum. So when we consider this maximum and when we consider this minimum, anyone can tell me what is the indication of this 80 to 120 volt? Why it is this range is given?
Sir,
Find maximum and minimum current.
When we get the maximum current according to the circuit diagram?
When voltage is maximum.
Voltage is? When voltage is maximum, but what in what amount?
120.
Yes. When this input voltage is 120 volt, then we'll get the maximum current I. According to that, we'll get the maximum current Iz. When we consider 80 volt, then we'll get this minimum I or we'll get minimum Iz. Okay. So here in solution it is written, it is easy to see that given range voltage 80 to 120 volt, the voltage across Zener is greater than Vz. Okay, so it should be greater than 50. Then and then we can operate as an closed switch, okay, or on state. Obviously, so this range is greater than this 50 watt, 80 to 120. Okay, but for maximum, we need to consider 120 watt. For minimum, we need to consider 80 watt. Okay, so hence the generator will be in on state for this range of applied voltages. So consequently, it can be replaced by a voltage of 50 watt. So just we are replacing this generator as a this VZ voltage as a battery. Okay, so this is a battery that is shown by 50 volt. Okay, so here for the identification of this terminology, it is written by 2 battery. You can also show by 1 battery also. Okay, there are number of cells are connected, so you can represent it by this number of plus minus sign. So in first condition, the generator will conduct maximum current when the input voltage is maximum 120 volt. Under such conditions, voltage across 5 kilo ohm. So we know voltage across 5 kilo ohm, that is this EI 120 minus this 50 volt. Okay, so that we have seen in the presentation. Voltage drop across R is equal to EI minus E0. Okay, so according to that, this EI is equal to input voltage 120 and E0 or this VZ that is equal, that is across this load resistance. So that is 70 volt. Now current through 5 kilo ohm. So the current through 5 kilo ohm, that is I, that is this 70 divided by 5. Okay. So this is the 70 volt, that is voltage across 5 kilo ohm, and current through this 5 kilo ohm, I equal to V by R. So 70 by 5, that is 40 milliampere. Now load current IL. So this load current IL flowing through this RL. So IL is equal to this this voltage, that is your E0 by RL. So E0, that is your, or VZ, that is your 50 divided by 10. So that is 5 milliampere. And according to the Kirchhoff's current law, I is equal to IL plus IZ. So we have IZ equal to I minus IL. So it is 9 milliampere. So for the maximum current, this current through 5 kilo ohm should be maximum. So we'll get the maximum Zener current. Now we'll see for the minimum Zener current. So we'll get the minimum current through this 5 kilo ohm. Accordingly, we'll get minimum current through this Zener diode. Now for the minimum Zener current, the Zener current will conduct minimum current when the input voltage is minimum 80 volt. Under such conditions, voltage across 5 kilo ohm, that is EI minus E0, so that is 80 minus 50, that is 30 volt. Current through 5 kilo ohm I is equal to V by R, so 30 by 5, 6 milliampere. So you can say this current is minimum. Okay. Now load current IL is equal to 5 milliampere. Okay. So that we found by this condition. Okay. 50 by 10. And general current IZ equal to I minus IL, that is 6 minus 5, that is 1 milliampere. So this is the minimum Zener current. So you can find out this maximum and minimum Zener current by considering this source voltage. Okay. So anyone having query for this example? How to find this maximum and minimum current through Zener diode? Or how it
No,
can
sir.
act as an on state and off state? For the on state, it should be more than 50 volt. Okay, so here 80 to 120, so it should be more than 50 volt. So it can act as a on state. So we can show this as a battery voltage, this widget. If range is given below 50 here, below 50, but more than 0, but it is below 50, so that's why it act as a off state or open switch. Okay. Okay, wait. Uh, Second example, that is now this is the circuit diagram is given. Second, a 10 volt Zener diode is used to regulate the voltage across variable load resistor. The input voltage varies between 30 volt and 60 volt, 30 to 60 volt, and the load current varies between 10 milliampere and 85 milliampere. The minimum Zener current is 15 milliampere. Calculate the value of series resistance R. Tell me this series resistance R. So you already seen this equation for R. Calculate this series resistance R. If you have written the equation, then we will get answer in one step. Just apply the equation of R, we will get the answer in one step. Just you need to find only series resistance R by knowing the equations. By just putting the formula, all the values are given here according to the given data. Just you need to substitute these values and just get it series resistance R. Okay, anyone have tried for this? Okay, whatever you are getting, just tell me the answer. It's okay if you are getting wrong, then it's okay.
$120 ohm.
Okay, first answer is 120 ohm. Anyone getting 120 ohm or other answer? In examination, you have to also try for example. Okay, if you do the or if you try for the examples in the examinations, you will get something, okay? Rather than if you're not writing this or not attempting this. So always try to attempt the examples. So you'll get marks for the steps, okay, even though if you're getting the wrong answer. Okay, 120 ohm, or anyone getting answer for the resistance? Okay, okay, Arya is there, Arya, Dhruvi, Riya, Shrey, Ayush, Jainam, Khushbu.
Yes, sir. I got 120 ohm.
120, okay. 120 ohm. Anyone getting other answer? Or everyone getting 120 ohm?
120 ohm.
Okay. So I am showing this solution. So generator will conduct minimum current means 15 milliampere when input voltage that should be minimum 30 volt, okay, 13 volt. So R is equal to EI minus E0 divided by IZ minimum plus IL maximum. So 13 minus 10 divided by 15 plus 85. So 3 by 100. So that is 30 ohm. We are getting 30 ohm answer here. So this is the condition through which you will get this series resistance 30 ohm by considering this IZ minimum and IL maximum. Okay, so what do you consider for this? For IL? Have you considered this 10 milliampere?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's why you have got 120. So for this, you can consider this 85 milliampere maximum. So you'll get the 30 ohm resistor, that is your series resistance. Okay, so general will conduct minimum current. So for that, you need to consider IZ minimum, whereas IL maximum. So according to that, this will conduct minimum current.
So can you explain how to solve this?
Just need to apply this equation only R. So that we have seen this. Okay, wait. I already show you this. Okay, this equation according to Ohm's law that we have seen R equal to EI V by R. Okay, V by I. So this V is EI minus E0 and I is IZ plus IL according to this KCL. But according to the statement, in statement what written? The 10 volt Zener diode is used to regulate the voltage across variable load resistor. Okay, so this is the variable resistor. The input voltage varies between 30 to 16 volt. Okay, and the load current varies between 10 to 85. Okay, so this load current varies between 10 to 85 milliampere due to this having variable load resistor. Now the minimum Zener current is given here 15 milliampere. So minimum Zener current, that is IZ equal to 15 milliampere is given. So calculate the value of series resistance R. So here minimum value of Zener current is given. So that's why we need to consider this IL, that should be maximum. Okay. So for which when the Zener diode will conduct minimum current, so when input voltage that should be minimum. Okay, when this Zener diode conduct maximum current, for that we need to consider this maximum input voltage 16 volt. Okay, so earlier we have seen for the minimum current we have considered this minimum voltage of this source, okay, or this battery voltage that is applied across general diode. So R is equal to EI minus E0 upon IZ minimum plus IL max. So we can get 30 minus 10 upon 15 plus 85. Okay. So according to the minimum current and maximum current, you need to consider this source voltage, and accordingly you need to consider this IZ and IL. IZ is already given minimum, and we need to consider this IL maximum. So we'll get the 30 ohm resistor. Okay, I will provide additional example also for your practice. Okay, so I complete here this PN junction diode, this its applications, filter circuit, and general diode, its application and example. So I will add in the presentation some of the examples here. Okay, so we'll do by your end. So I am sharing here a presentation of transistor. So transistor that you already know its terminology, how NPN and PNP transistor can work, what is the relation of IE, IB and IC in NPN and PNP. Okay.
Sir, actually we don't know that. It was removed from our syllabus in 12th.
Okay. So don't worry. I will start from the basics. Okay, so that's why I have kept from the basics, from this its terminology, then how this all three terminals can be worked, or it can conduct the current according to its doping, it can conduct the current in the circuit. Then working of NPN, this working of PNP transistor, what is the functioning of this battery voltage VEB and VCB. You can denote by VEE or VCC. Okay, in different books this notation is given differently for this battery voltage. So this is the working of incoming and outgoing current. So according to that you can identify this NPN and PNP transistor. Okay. So whatever holes and electrons that we are injecting through the emitters and we are receiving at the collector, so your load always connected on the collector sides. Okay, how it can act as an amplifier. So that I have got here one example for the amplification. So this is the amplification. So in the real life, you are using the amplifier. So in the microphone, whatever you are speaking, so that signal you are getting louder in terms of speaker. Okay, so speaker and this microphone that is connected to this amplifier. So in amplifier, number of transistors are connected, so that can raise this weak signal to this that can raise this weak signal to strengthen the signal. Okay, or that can make the large signal. So this microphone carrying the small current, whereas this speaker carrying the large current. Okay, so that's why according to that we'll get this weak to strengthen the signal. Then we have different connections, common base connections. In that we'll find this common current amplification factor alpha. Then we'll find this output current, collector current. Okay, so in all three configurations, will find this output current, okay, according to knowing this amplification factor. So when we connect this transistor in the circuit, so it is having the uh, 4 terminals, okay, means how it becomes 4 terminals, because we are making one of the connection that is ground, okay, so that's why it is divided into input circuit and output circuit, okay. So on left hand side, so when signal is applied, so that is your input circuit, and on right hand side, when this RC, your load resistance connected, where we can measure the output, so that is your output circuit, okay. So this IE, IB and IC, so that will find accordingly. But we know IE is equal to IB plus IC in transistor. Why? Because the holes and electrons that we are injecting through this emitter, okay, so IB is very lightly doped, okay, so that's why it receives only 5% of current and remaining 95% of current received by the collector, okay. So our collector current entirely depend on the emitter current. So if IE is equal to 1 milliampere, then IC should be 1 milliampere or nearly to the 1 milliampere. Okay, so in some of the condition, we are assuming IE is equal to IC. Why? Because this IC entirely depends on the emitter current. Then we'll see the input and output characteristics, and we'll do some example of this configuration. This characteristics, input, output characteristics, by making the variation of this input and output parameters, accordingly we'll get the voltage versus current for input and same voltage versus current on output side. So this is the common emitter connections. So emitter is connected as a common, or it is connected to the ground. Okay, so this is common collector. So here collector, that is made common or grounded. And out of these 3 connections, in most of the electronic circuits, 90 to 95%, we are using this common emitter configurations, because it is most efficient and having this advantage over other configurations: high current gain, high voltage and power gain, and moderate output to impedance ratio. Okay, so this will do in tomorrow's lecture. So anyone okay, anyone can tell me what is forward bias and reverse bias? That we already seen in diode. What is forward and what is reverse?
Sir, if the positive part of the diode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery,
Okay.
and negative to negative, then it is forward biased. It is
Yes.
called forward bias.
Yes, good. This P is connected with positive, this N is connected with negative. So this can act as a forward, and your N is connected with positive, P is connected with negative. So it is called reverse bias. Yes, good. But what is the function of this forward bias and reverse bias in the circuit?
Sir, if it is connected in forward biased, it will act as a closed circuit.
Okay.
Current will flow through the circuit in forward biasing.
Yes, in forward bias, what we have?
Current will flow through the circuit in forward bias, and whereas in reverse bias, the current will be blocked.
So minimum or maximum?
Maximum in forward biasing.
Yes, maximum, because it is having the low resistance path. Forward bias, it is nothing but it is offering low resistance path. So we have there is flow of current, or there is maximum flow of current in the input circuit. Okay, so this to get the output, input circuit always should be in forward bias. Then and then you will get the output. Okay, this is a reverse bias in output side, but it's okay. We are getting here forward bias in input. So whatever emit current flow, that will receive on the output side. Okay. So transistor can act in 3 mode: active mode, saturation mode, and cutoff mode. So in cutoff mode, this input and output both circuit are in reverse bias. So what will happen? Cutoff mode means input and output circuit or output both are in reverse bias. So what we can say? Transistor act as a
Reverse biased.
reverse bias, or we can say it act as a open switch, because both are in reverse bias. We are getting nothing, so it can act as a open switch in cutoff mode. Okay, so cutoff mode means zero value or zero magnitude. Now in saturation mode, your input circuit is in forward bias and output circuit is in reverse bias. So saturation mode, that is called closed switch. Okay, so saturation means it is maximum value, and it is called closed switch. Active mode means both circuits should be in forward bias. So in active mode, transistor can act as a amplifier. Okay, so that can strengthen the weak signal to the large signal. Okay, so in active mode, your both input and output should be in forward bias. In saturation, one is forward, one is reverse, and in cutoff mode, both are in reverse bias. So accordingly, you can operate this transistor in active mode, saturation mode, and cutoff mode. Okay, so the function of these 3 terminals are given. So the section on one side that supplies charge carriers. So charge carriers may be electrons or hole, that is called emitter. Emitter always forward bias with respect to base. So you can see this emitter, and this is your base that is run common. So emitter that is always forward bias with respect to base, so that it can supply large number of majority carriers. Okay, so majority carriers, it is nothing but in PNP, we have this emitter is P. So in that we have majority carriers are holes compared to this electrons. When we have NPN, so here we have negative. So here we have majority carriers as electrons and minority carrier that is holes. Okay. So the emitter of PNP transistor is forward bias and supplies hole charges to its junctions with the base. Similarly, the emitter of N-type NPN transistor has a forward bias and supplies free electrons to its junctions with the base. In collector, the section on the other side that collects the charges is called the collector. The collector is always reverse bias. So you can see this reverse bias of collector. So its function is to remove the charges from its junctions with the base, and the collector of PNP transistor has a reverse bias and receives the whole charges for this P-type, and similarly for N-type it receives the electrons. Middle junction is base, so it forms the 2p-n junction between the emitter and collector. The base emitter junction is forward bias, allowing the load resistance for the emitter circuit. The base collector junction is reverse bias and provide high resistance in the collector circuits. Okay, so this emitter is highly doped, base is lightly doped, and collector is moderately doped. So according to this doping, we are having this IE, IB, and IC value. Okay, so that's why this is emitter is highly doped. So we have the current relationship IE is equal to IB plus IC. You can see this IE equal to IB plus IC. So emitter that is highly doped, IB is lightly doped, and IC is moderately doped. So this IB is very small compared to this I and IC is entirely depends on the IE. So that's why we have the relation I is equal to IB plus IC. Okay, and this direction of current is given as we know current always flows from positive to negative. Okay, so electrons that flow in opposite direction that with respect to current. Okay, so this is the sign for electrons. Okay, this red dot is given for the sign of electrons, and this circle is for the holes. Okay, so the direction, this red circle, that is the direction of electrons given here. Okay, and you can consider the direction of current reverse. Okay, this positive to the negative. So that we'll see in next lecture, how current is flowing in the transistor circuits. So anyone having doubt in diode, PN junction diode, applications, ripple factor, Zener diode? Okay, I have said already this material, so you can refer from here when you get free time. Okay, when you read it, then you'll get. You can have any query, then you can raise this. Otherwise, you will get after this reading. Okay, so you can leave this session.